Is art meant to last forever? Or is it a fleeting act meant only for the moment? Some say true art should stand the test of time, etched in stone, displayed in museums. But in Oceania, art was alive, breathing, constantly changing. Oceania is a vast region of the Pacific that includes Australia, New Zealand, and thousands of islands across Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia. For centuries, artists carved sacred figures, wove intricate fiber works, and painted spiritual visions. From the fire-lit caves of Australia to the ocean-bound islands of Polynesia, every creation was a ritual, a bridge to ancestors, gods, and unseen forces. Most of it has disappeared, but the spirit, that still remains. These are the Wandjina, ancient spirits of the sky and rain, creators of the world and bringers of the wet season. Their ghostly white faces, hollow black eyes, and storm-like halos hold a presence that lingers through time. For generations, indigenous artists have carefully repainted them, not as an act of creation, but as a duty to keep their spirit alive. But here's something eerie: they have no mouths. Even after thousands of years, their silent gaze still carries power. Watching, waiting, as the seasons turned deep in Arnhem Land, ancient artists painted not just what they saw, but what they knew. Fish with visible spines, kangaroos showing their organs. It's called X-ray style art, a technique dating back 3,000 years, born from hunting, from survival. These images taught hunters where to strike, how to butcher, how to respect the life taken. Generations layered painting over painting, turning rock shelters into timelines of tradition. But as the world changed, so did art. New figures appeared, foreign ships, distant travelers, marking the first encounters between indigenous Australians and the outside world. Every brushstroke held a purpose. Every image carried a lesson. And together, they built a story that still lingers on these walls. Melanesia is a vast region in the Southwest Pacific, home to nearly 1,000 distinct cultures spread across New Guinea and its surrounding islands. War shields carried stories of battle. Sculptures held the spirits of ancestors. Figures with piercing eyes stand in silent watch across centuries. These are Aripa, spirit helpers of the hunt and war. To the Iñaiwa people, they held souls. Before a hunt, warriors called upon them, believing the spirit would strike down the prey's soul before the chase even began. In battle, they did the same. Weakening enemies before a fight, generations, these figures stood as silent witnesses to rituals, victories, and loss. Even now, their presence lingers. Micronesia is a vast expanse of the Pacific, made up of tiny coral atolls and volcanic islands, where land is scarce, but the ocean stretches endlessly. Here, chiefs ruled with inherited power, commanding entire islands. They built royal cities, carved sacred symbols. Art wasn't just beauty, it was authority etched into the very structures of power. Off the coast of Pohnpei, hidden in the Pacific, lies Madol, a city unlike any other. Built on 92 artificial islets, it rises from the sea, connected by canals that flood with the tides, earning it the name Venice of the Pacific. Massive basalt walls, stacked like fallen logs, once housed rulers, priests, and royal tombs. For centuries, it was the heart of a powerful dynasty, until mysteriously, it was abandoned. What secrets still linger in its silent stone corridors? On the island of Yap, money isn't paper or coins, it's massive stone discs. These are rai, the world's largest currency, some towering 12 feet tall, but their value isn't in their size, it's in their story. Carved from distant islands and transported across treacherous seas, each rai carries the history of its journey and its owner. Even today, these stones are a legacy passed from generation to generation. In the royal halls of Belau, power was poured, not just spoken. This bird-shaped vessel wasn't just a bowl, it was a symbol of status and prestige, holding gallons of sacred drink for the high chiefs. Adorned with polished shell inlays, it reflected the wealth and authority of those who ruled. Even European explorers marveled at its beauty, a gift from a chief to a foreign captain, an object of art, a mark of power, a legacy carved in wood and shell. Stretching across the vast Pacific, Polynesia is a world of islands, from towering volcanoes to coral atolls. Here, chiefs ruled with divine power, their authority flowing from mana, force believed to link gods, people, and objects. On the remote island of Rapa Nui, giant stone figures stand in silent watch, the Moai, carved to honor powerful chiefs and protect their people. Rising 13 feet tall on average, some crowned with red stone headdresses, these statues once had piercing coral eyes believed to hold the mana of their ancestors. But by the 1800s, they had all fallen, brought down by conflict or time. Today, many stand once more, guardians of a past still shrouded in mystery. In Aotearoa, a single curved wooden form holds the power of an ancient god, Uenuku. Carved over 800 years ago, this sacred figure is said to house the mana of the god, transferred from a stone brought by Māori ancestors on their epic journey across the Pacific. With its bold, unadorned form, Uenuku bridges past and present, standing as a symbol of ancestry, power, and the spirit of the land. From the island of Rurutu, this ʻAhu figure, it's a vessel of power. Hollow inside, it once held sacred relics, perhaps the bones of an ancestor transformed into a god. Covered in smaller human figures, it speaks of lineage, fertility, and the spirit of generations past. Neither weapon nor statue, this mace god from Mangaia was a vessel of mana, sacred Polynesian power. Its carved wooden form was wrapped in human hair and sacred feathers, believed to hold supernatural energy. Each layer bound spiritual force into the object, transforming it into something beyond human, a link between gods and mortals. In Polynesia, women's hands shaped history, beating bark into Tapa, the sacred cloth of chiefs and ceremonies. Made from the mulberry tree, Tapa became clothing, offerings, and even vessels of mana. With painted designs and fern-pressed patterns, each piece held meaning, a silent story woven without thread. In ancient Hawaii, only chiefs wore ʻAhu ʻula, cloaks woven with mana, stitched with thousands of sacred feathers. Made by priests, each thread held prayers, each feather a symbol of power and prestige. Worn in battle and ceremony, these cloaks weren't just garments, they were shields of divine authority. In ancient Hawaii, power was won through war, and Kūkā ilimoku was the god of conquest. Favored by King Kamehameha I, this fierce figure stood in temples, its clenched stance and snarling mouth a warning to enemies. With piercing eyes and a warrior's defiance, it embodied both divine might and royal ambition, a god that shaped an empire. Visit website for detailed reading materials. Unlock the past, understand the culture, and experience the legacy of Oceania.